Hey guys, it's Melanie Hinds, your fastest Iraqi dinar summary on the net. I am so relieved that we decided not to sell our house now. We took it off the market and we're just gonna be standing here. And so guys, thanks to my mods and everybody, my subscribers, my members, all that. We will be doing our Zoom tomorrow. I haven't posted the link yet, but I will. I don't know who's going to be a guest or it'll be just me. I hope that's okay. It's our Miracle Mastermind group Zoom. That's Monday on the 7th. 7 is my favorite number. I hope you'll be there at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we got an article that came in while I was busy showing the house. It came in and it says Iraq completes GPS system for 28,000 fuel tankers. Isn't that interesting? We're talking about this new system that's digital, surveillance, biometric voting. It's a really complete system. The CBI is making sure it's implemented in all their banks that are corresponding banks. Any companies that want to be part of the system are required to be audited by K2 Integrity. And that is a financial crimes consulting company, which was very interesting when I did the research on that. So I'm doing research that nobody else is doing from my background with Pricewaterhouse as an auditor. So Ernst & Young is auditing the government of Iraq, and Oliver and Wyman, who's a special consultant that specializes in the digital transformations, they're the ones auditing the CBI. So there were 3 different sets of auditors all over Iraq. They have been for a while, and they all met, and I think they gave final sign-off. So I think this could happen at any point or any time. But there's still articles coming in, so I'm going to summarize those as best I can and then go to the other intel providers that I like to summarize for you all in one place. So if you like having a quick summary, concise summary where it saves you a lot of time, especially for those of us working hard. My husband's working 2 jobs. His second job is gonna be starting up soon, which is one of the reasons why we decided to just take it off the market. The other house didn't want to come down, and the prices, they had ours come down, and it's just probably a bad time to buy a house that high priced. So anyways, Iraq completes a GPS system for 28,000 fuel tankers. Isn't that crazy? A GPS system. So it said Iraq's oil products distribution company completed a nationwide project to link more than 28,000 government and private fuel tankers to a GPS-based tracking system, the company announced on Sunday. The Director General Hussein Aboud explained that the system enables electronic and security oversight of fuel tanker movements around the clock, significantly reducing smuggling and unauthorized trade. That's what the name of the deal is in Iraq. They want to make sure to reduce money laundering, anti-money laundering, anti-trafficking, anti-smuggling, any unauthorized trades. They caught the smugglers out of Syria. They have intense security everywhere. And my puppy is still in the crate. She's getting a little jumpy, but I can't supervise her while I'm doing these summaries. And the other dogs are in the other room with my office and my husband's office, the home office. So anyways, I'm just excited to see all these systems being unveiled because they're tight security, guys. Iraq was a hotbed, right? And they were rebuilding, and there was a lot of problems. So proving to the international community that they have auditors and they're not afraid to open up the government of Iraq's books, and they're not afraid to open up the CBI's books or any company that wants to be part of this new system's books, is transparency. And the new system is transparent, unhackable. It's a blockchain-based system, in my opinion. I think it's the most digital bank, most highly, what's the word I'm searching for? The most highly efficient digital banking system that they've ever seen. And it's in Iraq. I also think it's in Turkey, and the education to the system is called, and it's an acronym that, you know what I mean. It's educating the system on the new monetary system. It's educating the citizens on the new monetary system, and it has a name, and the name is not a good acronym. I was asking in chat today if they knew what it meant. We don't, but other people say it in the summary, so I'll bring it up in the summary. There was something else that came out this week. Iraq signed a contract for new economic city. That's like one of those, what you hear about, a 15-minute city. They already signed a contract for it. You know, they signed the BP contract, so they are really, really independent of Iran. That was one of the things that Donald Trump wanted them to be, was independent of Iran, and they've already achieved that. Also, they're preparing for the tariffs. There was an article here that I went through this morning. Netanyahu visits Washington, tariffs, Gaza, and Iran on the agenda. Oh, well, that was Netanyahu. He's the guy of Israel. That's the opposite. Sorry, I didn't want to talk about that one. Oh, the Lebanese prime minister is to visit Iraq for fuel tanks. So, guys, Iraq is still business as usual while they're waiting on the CBI, in my opinion, to release the rate. I think the CBI can release this anytime because the 20-year contracts with the U.S. is up. I think Donald Trump and all the tariffs he put on, they as soon as the tariffs came out, the very next day there was an article that they looked at everything in the details and it wasn't going to affect Iraq very significantly. But then there was some other articles, and so they put together a plan. It says, where was it? It says Iraq launches a national plan to achieve energy independence. Of course, I already talked about that. Iraq, there's so many articles coming out, guys. What one was funny was Trump unveiled a $5 million goat card for rich migrants to come to the country and get into. He wants the migrants. He doesn't want all their criminals. I'm just saying. I thought that was funny. And there was a 90-day push. 90-day push for Iraq's Dinar oil targets, 70 MMSCFD gas output. There was a teacher protest there. Gold has dipped a little bit, but not enough. It dipped like 0.01%. They still have 162 tons of gold. It's just 162.6 tons instead of 162.7 tons. So that's no big deal. And then, they're demanding that the Mosul International Airport get done. The prime minister demanded that it get done fast. Let's see, where is it? There's so much going on that I think the tariffs were not even an issue, but I thought there was an article that talked about they did come to of course, dollar prices dropped. They're not even supposed to be having dollars on the streets in Iraq. They just outlawed it. So they have gotten rid of the dollar like any country would if they were going to revalue their currency. It said, this is the article, Iraq's export trade with the U.S. surpasses $7 billion. So they came out with that article saying, look, it's not gonna affect us. But then, because their first thing was, we've looked at it, it's not going to hurt us. And then they came up with a 4-step plan to protect the economy from the U.S. tariffs. So they've covered all, in other words, they made everybody happy, say most of it, they export more and most of it's oil, so it's not covered by that. And then they came up with a 4-step plan. So guys, Soudani is doing everything he should do as a leader of a country that's about to have a very profitable currency, right? Because they're just ready. I think this is done. The Holy Spirit told me to tell you it was done 2.5 years ago so we could prepare you. And I've prepared a lot of people with safe strategies so you can exchange at a bank near you. If you want those, see the pinned comment down below. So now this today is an article that I guess Claire is coming up with, talking about the reason why I think they came out with that other article that they have a 4-step plan. But this says, let's see, U.S. tariffs could be the beginning of upcoming challenges. Saturday, the government may be forced to revise its general budget estimates. Iraq will not be directly affected by the new U.S. customs duties on all exports, as Iraqi oil exports to the United States are not included in these duties. Although Iraq imposes customs duties on luxury cars imported from the U.S., Baghdad may face future pressure to reduce these duties. And again, today they came up with a 4-step plan. I didn't do details timestamps this morning, but you can fast forward and find those articles. Mark Z, in the banks, they are starting to see rates populate again. Rates would fluctuate between $4.05 to $5 on the dinar, which is what I've been saying. I think I've been saying a long time. Those of you who have my strategies, it might come out at 486. Not come out at, because the way Forex works, according to Mr. T and other people, it starts wherever it stopped, but then it will establish a rate that they think it's going to rest at. It may go up and down, but it'll rest around these rates, as I'm assuming what Mark's rates are. But anybody else who thinks it's different, you could comment down below. So he's saying the rates would fluctuate between $4.05 to $5 on the dinar. Do not know if that's a real value or a placeholder, but many think that that's where the dinar value should be. I would agree. I said 486. That's between $4.05 and $5. Frank, but none of us know. We'll see, right? But I appreciate all these people that report on the dinar. I think it's good to have a summary in one place, don't you? Comment down below. Give me some positive comments. I'm very tired of doing this anyway. Frank 26, the President of the United States just put tariffs on Iraq. Well, that's old news. I find it interesting that Donald puts tariffs on Iraq. I think it was 39%, but you know what? He didn't put it on their energy. Brilliant. Yes. So Frank is saying it's brilliant because the energy is the foundation of the new exchange rate. The oil, Iraq has tariffs on us, 78%, he said. on us. And Lord, they really make me go through hoops to get this information. Let's see. Trump wants a fair deal with every country. President Trump wants to remove the 78%. Then Trump will remove the 39% he just put on Iraq. It will help Iraq come out of a new... He does. A lot of people have tariffs on the U.S. They don't cover that in your media that you might be watching. Because why? They don't like him. TDS. But the truth is, he's trying to make it equitable for America. We pay a lot of money. But anyways... You can have your own opinion. I just have mine, which is I think it's going to take some time, but we will be better off. Fun Lou, the video below shows us quite a few things about the reality in Iraq. Business is booming and challenges abound. The one thing glaringly missing is the subject of an economic and monetary reform. Bureaucracy is still a major challenge. The big takeaway is that patience is paramount and persistence wins the race in our country as well, because bureaucracy is still our challenge here. So it really pretty much mirrors, Iraq mirrors what's going on in the U.S. But Iraq is in a better place because at least they know how much gold they have. We don't. Anybody see a Forex audit lately? Just saying. The big takeaway is that patience is paramount and persistence wins the race. Watching this, so anyways. Mountain Goat. There was an article, Iraq joins the TR transit system. The global TIR transit system became fully operational in Iraq on April 1st. I want to emphasize that this is happening now, not months or years down the road. Thank you, Mountain Goat, because I feel the same way. Quote, the International Road Union said that Iraq is poised to strengthen its position as a key trade hub in the Middle East. Can you say, wow? Can the news get any better than this direction for opening the doors for trade in Iraq? It really can't get any better. Actually, I wake up every morning and wonder why, are we there yet? I'm live every morning at 9. You should join my channel and you'll be notified. 9 a.m. Eastern time every morning on this channel. Be there. And we talk about this. We get the breaking news in the morning before anybody else gets it. Claire says, article quote, Mohammed Shial al-Sudani, all oil exporting countries have accounts with the U.S. Federal Reserve, and Iraq does too. We used to take about $14 billion from the U.S. because our transactions were in cash. After we switched to banking transactions, the number dropped to less than $10 billion. Traders have become accustomed to the new system, unlike before when their transactions were through exchange offices and custom brokers without having to check taxes or customs. I guess she's talking about this new system that I've been talking about for years now. Militia Man, we might not see it today, but we will find out specifically that the process to complete this could have been done 6 to 8 years ago. That was the plan, but they didn't do it. We know that I don't think it could have been done 6 to 8 years ago because I don't think the system was fully audited. The companies audited, the CBI audited, the government of Iraq audited, because that reveals who's bad, who's good, gets out the bad actors, and it also gives them the evidence to prosecute them because they're loading up the historical files of what people have done wrong into the new system, and they set AI on it, right? It'll print out a list of the people that need to be dealt with because they have too much crime. It'll, in other words, it used to have to be humanly done. You had to make the connections. With this system, the AI can make the connections. So with the files uploaded, guys, I think it's gonna produce warrants. It's gonna produce all the people that need to be looked at, and they're gonna stop transactions before they actually get to the intended targets. So it's a very proactive system instead of a reactive system. If you believe me and you trust the systems, please comment down below. I'm excited about these systems. I am, because the systems in the beginning, garbage in, garbage out. They have to be good. So that's why everybody's being audited to be part of the system. We haven't seen that yet in the U.S., but what you've seen is a preparation for those audits to happen. But they have to be passed. They have to be agreed to by everybody, just like Iraq did the work. So Iraq is going to revalue their currency, just like I hoped and prayed for, because we're going to get more for it before they're all on the same level playing field. Amen. So guys, I hope you like this summary. Please give me some love down below because I've been very busy and I'm glad we finally made a decision. So now I can rest. So I wanted to get this done before I really go into rest mode because it has been 4 months of stress. So thank you for your prayers. Continue to pray for my husband and I. At least we're good. We're just a little, but I'm still believing this is done. Amen. I love you. I hope you agree with me that it is done. If you believe, say it is done down below. And I'll see you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. And I'm going to definitely get some sleep tonight. God bless. Bye.